New U.S. 6th Gen Fighter 2024 will beat the F-22. Can you guess what's replacing the F-22 Raptor in the United States Air Force? The next-gen fighter designs are being actively sought, with exciting progress being made in the next-generation air dominance program. Wondering what the future of military technology and air warfare holds? The USAF is not just on the hunt for the next-generation fighter to take the baton from the F-22 Raptor, but they've also introduced a significant change. The F-22 Raptor Combined Test Force has been renamed, but can you guess what it's now called? And more importantly, what crucial responsibilities does it hold for the upcoming Next Generation Air Dominance, or NGAD, family of systems? Stay tuned to find out. The service announced on June 30th via a press release that the Air Dominance Combined Test Force had been established at the Edwards Air Force Base to carry out testing for the NGAD program. According to the service, the Air Dominance CTF will continue to test improvements for the F-22 to retain the aircraft's lethality when facing urgent threats. In addition, the AD-CTF will play an essential role in the process of designing and carrying out integrated flight test campaigns for the next-generation air dominance family of systems. This dual approach assures that the F-22 will continue to be effective while also promoting the research, development, and testing of NGAD technologies and systems. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Coleman, who commands the 411th Flight Test Squadron, said in a statement that the establishment of the Air Dominance Combined Test Force represents a change toward better integration and enhanced combat efficiency, while also influencing the future of air warfare. Rather than engaging in combat on individual platforms, the emphasis is placed on employing a system of systems strategy across the entirety of the kill chain. Coleman noted that the CTF would play a significant part in the deployment of a wide variety of cutting-edge platforms and systems through NGAD. This would provide the Air Force the ability to establish air supremacy, even in highly competitive circumstances. Excited about the future of air dominance and the NGAD program? Well, join our exclusive military family and be part of the conversation. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and never miss a beat on the latest advancements in military technology and air warfare. The United States Air Force emphasized that the mission would make use of Edwards Air Force Base's proven experience in exploiting shared resources throughout the test enterprise to guarantee that the warfighter would have access to capabilities that were both safe and cutting edge. In April, we celebrated 70 years of having zero combat losses due to an aerial attack, Coleman stated. This was a significant milestone for our organization. The mission of the CTF is to make certain that this legacy lives on. The military service claimed that the Air Dominance CTF brings together personnel from program offices, operational testing, developmental testing, and support contractors. The AD-CTF can undertake exhaustive testing of systems because of the collaborative effort that has been put forward, which evaluates both the contractual design standards and the real-world operational conditions. The objective of the AD-CTF is to guarantee that capability development is to the requirements of the warfighter by combining these two testing domains. The direct supply of improved capabilities that are relevant and effective in dynamic operational circumstances will be directly enabled by this method. The development of the Air Dominance Combined Test Force is a reflection of the proactive approach that the United States Air Force has taken to meet the emerging challenges, in particular in light of the fast military modernization efforts that are being made by near-peer opponents, such as China. It was also recently stated by the Eurasian Times that the Chinese aerospace industry may have made significant gains with the successful inaugural flight of the J-20 stealth aircraft outfitted with locally produced WS-15 engines. This development was believed to have occurred quite recently. The service believes that the crewed fighter component and the highly autonomous, sophisticated drones that are part of the NGAD program will be the essential cornerstones of its future force structure. This is so that they can both prevent and confront modern threats. Secretary of the United States Air Force Frank Kendall delivered a remark on March 7, 2023, while delivering the keynote lecture at the Air Force Association Warfare Symposium. This statement highlighted the dedication of the United States Air Force to the Next Generation Air Dominance program. The intention to deploy roughly 1,000 collaborative combat aircraft and 200 next-generation attack drones was announced in principle by Secretary Kendall of the U.S. Air Force. In addition to this, he stated that the United States Air Force will look for financing for the fiscal year 2024 budget to expedite the process of developing these more sophisticated systems. Kendall noted that the notional 1,000 CCA number is based on an estimate of 2 CCAs for each of the 200 NGAD platforms and an extra 2 for every 300 F-35s. The exact quantity of next-generation air defense platforms that the United States Air Force plans to purchase is a closely guarded secret. However, the publication of the notional figure of 200 NGAD platforms is remarkable because it is more than the existing inventory of F-22 Raptor fighter planes. The NGAD program is scheduled to replace the F-22 Raptor fighter jets around the year 2030. Hey, want to learn more about the future of air dominance? Don't wait any longer. Subscribe now and stay ahead of the curve. Back in May, the United States Air Force said that it has released a classified solicitation to the defense sector to formally commence the process of obtaining an engineering and manufacturing development contract for its next-generation air dominance platform, which is a 6th-generation project for the United States military. NGAD will ultimately succeed the sophisticated 5th-generation F-22, which Air Force leadership intimated would not be a part of the future fighter force 2 years ago. The request informs the defense industry of the requirements that the Air Force seeks for NGAD, which will eventually supplant the advanced 5th-generation F-22. The service plans to make a procurement decision in the year 2024. The NGAD platform is a vital element of the air dominance family of systems, and it represents a generational leap in technology over the F-22, which it will replace, Secretary of the Air Force Frank Kendall said in a statement. NGAD will include characteristics such as enhanced lethality and the ability to survive, persist, interoperate, and adapt in the air domain, he continued, all of which will be necessary in highly contested operational environments. No one does this better than the United States Air Force, but if we don't go forward now, we will lose our competitive edge. The NGAD program aims to develop a family of air defense systems that will strengthen U.S. air superiority. These projects for the 6th generation are now being worked on by 2 branches of the armed forces, one for the Air Force and the other for the Navy. According to a study by the Congressional Research Service in 2022, lawmakers have allotted billions of dollars to NGAD since 2015. Even though the development program is secret, certain facts about it have been made public. According to the research, it is anticipated that the F-22 would be replaced by the NGAD commencing in the year 2030. The new project, on the other hand, would most likely involve a combination of crewed and unmanned aircraft and will have cyber and electrical technologies that complement one another. Due to all these factors, the program will not be similar to that of a conventional fighter. The NGAD platform is one of many critical combat capabilities that will enable counter-air missions, with the ability to strike both airborne and ground-based threats to achieve air superiority and support the joint force, the Air Force said in a statement. Chinese Shenyang J-11, Soviet-era MiG-29 Fulcrum, and Su-27 flanker threats were addressed by the introduction of the F-22, the first 5th-generation stealth fighter, in 2005. The F-22 can travel at supersonic speeds and is 62 feet long with a wingspan of 44 feet. The F-22 has long been regarded as the best U.S. air superiority fighter, despite not having an air-to-air kill until this year. F-22s aren't anymore made in the U.S. The Air Force has advocated for the retirement of a few older F-22s, but Congress has resisted this. Others in the fleet have continued to receive updates and improvements. Furthermore, with just 2 premier contractors left, the race to provide the U.S. Air Force with the next-generation air-dominant 6th-generation crewed fighter has entered a key phase. The selection procedure is anticipated to end the following year. The NGAD 6th-generation fighter development and delivery contract is expected to go to the contractor that wins this winner-takes-all competitive selection procedure. The choice will have a big impact on the U.S. Air Force's future technical capabilities and developments. Thanks for tuning in to today's update. Before you go, join our exclusive military family by hitting that subscribe button. Stay informed of the latest developments, and don't wait. Be part of our united force now.